Ladies and gentlemen, in today's episode of the Looney Tune Boone Files, we have outtakes for the first time. Okay, deleted scenes, if you will. I don't know if you guys recall, but a couple of months ago, Sarah Boone was dealing with Julian and not Peter. Okay, there was a little bumpy waters with Sarah and Peter. They weren't seeing eye to eye. And overall, Peter got his feelings hurt and said, you know what? Fuck you, Sarah. Deal with Julian, okay? Today, ladies and gentlemen, we get to see the beginning, I would say, of Julian and Sarah's relationship. When we first heard that call, Julian was already turning up on Sarah and telling her about herself. But before that point, they had a pretty decent rapport with one another. Okay, he was helping her get through prison because Julian has been to jail before, giving her tips and pointers. He was giving her information about the lawyer that they were setting up for her. And we progressively see that relationship deteriorate before our eyes. So without further ado, folks, let's go ahead and check out these outtakes. You gotta love the Third Rail True Crime for dropping this shit. Let's check this out.
This call is from a correction facility and is subject to monitoring and recording.
Thank you for using Global Tellink.
Oh. Hi.
How you doing?
Oh, man.
What's going on?
Okay, so forgive me for cutting to the chase. Okay.
Forgive me for cutting to the chase. Sarah, you always cut to the chase. There's no point in time where cutting to the chase wasn't the top priority. You get straight to it. You spend 10 seconds asking them how they are, and then you get straight into task mode. They are your servants to serve you. So don't act like they're not. Shit is crazy. At least she treats them like they're her servants. Let's keep going.
First off, and I'll give you more information later on, I have precancer cells in my and they have to surgically remove it. So.
Okay.
Okay, well, I'm just putting it out there so you know. I have to wait and speak to the surgeon, but that, like, almost immediately, they did two ultrasounds on me, and, like, my looks like a valley with, like, 100 boulders in it. So tested them, they biopsied and did it. So, number one, and I'll give you more info when I get it, okay? Number two, so Lana is having to euthanize her cat today. She's not happy, whatever, but she gave me a...
You know, it's kind of funny that whenever Sarah has medical issues that she, wants to tell everybody in depth and detail what's happening and where it's going and what, like, as if we can do anything about it and as if we even give a fuck. But whenever she has medical issues or something, she's going to break that shit down to the fullest. But when other people have friends who have medical issues, or God forbid they have pets who have medical issues, she could give a fuck. Sarah is one horrible person, bro. One nasty, bitter fucking bitch. I will say that. So I will say that. She really is. I'm telling you, the things that she dismisses for other people, she will rant and rave and extend for herself. She doesn't give people the same respect that she would give herself, which is crazy to me. If anything, you're less than all the other people that you deal with, and you fancy yourself someone greater than. That's crazy.
An update on my family law case, and Julian, this is very important, but apparently I'm supposed to be going to trial, and this is one of my things where Brian blindsides me. His attorney does not include me on any type of correspondence to where I can be prepared for this with or without an attorney, which is what he has done to me twice before in the past. So I need for you, please, if you can, to contact Kate. And I don't know what's going on, but they're trying to take me to trial, and I knew this was going to happen the moment I had a permanent location, which is where I am. And Brian knew that, so immediately now they've got me set up for trial. Can you please look on the clerk of the court's website and see the filing and tell me when it's...
It always makes me chuckle that she's talking about Brian as if he really thinks about that, like he really thinks about her. Do you think... Do you think Brian really thinks about you and this whole court case, this whole family law bullshit that you got going on? You know, you're running Peter into the ground. You're bitching at Julian half the time, losing your mind. I hope Brian hears these phone calls, which I'm sure he has at this point, because it probably makes him feel good knowing that he was living in her head rent free while he probably wasn't even paying a goddamn mind to it. There's no way she's gonna win this case anyway. Why would Brian really be strategizing against you? He wasn't. I promise you, he wasn't. He hired a lawyer. It sucked because he had to pay for the lawyer, and he forgot about you because he knew he was gonna win. Oh, Brian, he knew that this was gonna happen, so he did this. Brian is over there eating some fried chicken, watching the game. Okay, Brian's not the fuck
Supposed to be.
Yeah, I'll figure that out. But I spoke to Kate yesterday. You're going to be all set for Tuesday at 10 a.m.
Yes, I know. I've already got it on my calendar.
All right, so I was talking a lot. Let me back this up. Kate, I believe, is the lawyer that dropped out after one time of talking to Sarah Boone. So that shows how fucking toxic this bitch is. She's radioactive. Let's continue.
Where I am, and Brian knew that, so immediately now they've got me set up for trial. Can you please look on the clerk of the court's website and see the filing and tell me when it's supposed to be?
Yeah, I'll figure that out. But I spoke to Kate yesterday. You're going to be all set for Tuesday at 10 a.m.
Yes, I know. I've already got it on my calendar. But she needs to do a motion for continuance, like, immediately. Because whatever trial this is they're trying to do, she and I haven't even met with one another or spoken a word.
I know. That's why I want.
She's trying to give Kate instructions before she even met Kate. Well, she needs to file a continuance immediately. I haven't even met her yet. Stupid bitch. We'll meet her then. This is why Kate said, fuck this. Kate probably sat down in the first 15 minutes. Kate said, yeah, I'm out. Internally, she didn't say it to Sarah, but internally, Kate said, yeah, I'm out. I'm not doing this.
You guys to speak first, and maybe you should tell her, but I'll give her a heads up.
Julian, you have to understand. Listen, this is one of my great problems that I have had in this, where I'm barely staying afloat. My nostrils are the only thing that's above water, to where I keep telling them that they can't do that. We're so much so that a prior judge told Brian and his attorney to stop excluding me in this because I can't properly prepare myself. I even have that documented where fuck-ass James, has all of my family law documents.
The one attorney out of 13 who took her trial, her original trial, her murder trial, James Owens, is now fuck-ass James to Sarah. That should be all the information you need to know. It's almost like dealing with a girl who has like a baby daddy, and you ask her like what their relationship was, and she immediately gets to just dogging him out, telling you that he's a monster and a horrible person. You gotta think twice about people like that. Okay? You got James Owens, the only attorney who took her case, and now he's fuck-ass James all of a sudden. Oh, Sarah Boone is the definition of toxic.
This is what they keep doing to me. By the grace of God, did Lana give me this update this morning before she euthanizes her cat to tell me you need to do something about it, which is why I called you the moment that I was able to get a phone. What they do to me.
So what I'll do is I'll reach out to Lana. I just want to send my condolences, but also I'll see what she's got, but I'll send everything to Kate. Like I said, I texted with Kate. I'll give her a heads up, and she's all set for Tuesday at 10 a.m.
Okay, please tell her. I mean, at this point, I'm not going to look a gift horse in the mouth, but, she's obviously not subpar or even below par. So, she's going to have to come on board, and, this is going to have to happen one way or another, I know that the time that you all have spent with her, you know that she's a star. So, I just need to get this done this shit's got to get done. Fuck Brian, excuse me. I knew it. The way that he talks to me on the phone and shit and laughs at me where I'm like, what are you laughing at?
And that's what this shit is really about. That's what this is really about. It's about fuck Brian. Your life is ruined, so you're just trying to drag whoever you can around you down. And that kind of confirms my theory right there. Brian's not thinking about you. You called him up. You did your big one. You did your very best to contact, figure out, and finally get to Brian. You called him up, and he laughed at you for being a goofy bitch. And now you don't like that. That hurt your feelings. So now you're trying to just ruin his life as much as you can, even more. Sarah, you're see-through. You know what I mean? You're transparent, sweetie. We can see right through you. And honestly, fuck Ryan. And I called him and he started laughing at me like what are you laughing at? You're so narcissistic to the point that you can't even understand that people are taking you as a goddamn clown. The people that you're talking to on the phone right now, and Brian, and everybody else in the court system. You're a fucking clown. A jester for all of us to laugh at. Not with, to laugh at. Holy shit, Sarah is one hell of a specimen.
It's done and on, the shit's got to get done. Fuck Brian, excuse me. Like, I knew it. The way that he talks to me on the phone and shit and laughs at me where I'm like, what are you laughing at? So, like, I know you understand and I'm not going to get into it. Just know I'm going through the same shit that you did, but it's can't even tell you. It makes me so mad.
I get it. But you got to keep your shit together because you're in a better place than you were.
Tell her, please. It's the third time. Please, God. This is the third time that they try to take me to trial, and my ass shows up to the stupid-ass court thinking that it's a status hearing, and no, it's a fuck you hearing, where they try to do everything to me right then and right there, where I'm like, the last two times, I'm like, Your Honor, this is unfair.
She said, I haven't heard Sarah curse this much, and this is how we know that Sarah Boone, she's a shapeshifter. Obviously, Peter is a very, a proper guy, probably doesn't use too much profanity, just keep, reserved type of gentleman. That's how Sarah carries herself. But Julian, we can all tell that Julian's a bit more out there. He's more, he's more out there. So she's trying to conform a little bit. She's trying to curse a little bit more, be a little bit more edgy. It's noticeable. This shit is hilarious. She's like a chameleon. She doesn't have any real personality. She just tries to mask herself to whoever she's around, to whatever she thinks you are as a person. She's dropped so many F-bombs in this shit so far, it's like I'm listening to a different person.
And I'm right there thinking that it's a status hearing, and no, it's a fuck you hearing. She
said it's not a status hearing, it's a fuck you hearing. Damn, Sarah, that's how bad it was? Shit. It's not a fuck you hearing. It's not a fuck you hearing. It's you're not prepared for this because you're not an attorney hearing. And it's the attorneys on the other side are good at their job and they're beating you to a fucking pulp type of a hearing. That's all this really is. Get the distinction correct.
Try to do everything to me right then and right there, where I'm like, the last two times I'm like, Your Honor, this is unfair and unlawful. I have had no time for preparation, and I didn't even get the information in order for me to know what's even going on. So Lana told me, and this is the only way that I know it for the third time, but this is what they keep doing to me, and I have it documents where the judge told them to stop doing this to me. I need to know when it's going to be. Sometime today, can you look it up and send it to me?
Yeah.
I'm trying to keep it together, Okay, so what do you want me to do? Please send me when this trial is. Please
okay. I'm going to contact Lana. I'm going to contact Kate. I'm going to go to the clerk's court website and pull all the shit and send it to you.
Tell Lana I'm very sorry. I sent a compassionate message. This cat is everything to her. I'm telling you this, Julian. This cat.
Is it just old, or did it get sick?
It's old.
That's the one thing that sucks about animals. They
I told her the same
fucking
thing.
die.
I told her the same thing. I said that's the hardest decision of owning a pet is, do you want to go through that?
I like how she randomly tries to throw some empathy in there, like, oh yeah, is this the one hard thing about animals? Bitch, you left your animals to die because you're a horrible fucking animal parent and you're a murderer. So don't come over here and start talking about how you understand the dilemma of having animals. Fuck you. Anyways, mind you, these are clips, these are segments, so it cuts right there, right? And then we get another segment later on. I think the phone call dropped or something and they reconvene. Let's check this out.
The girls argue with me because I open the window just for some fresh air because it's stank, stagnant air in here, and it's just awful. And it's just so then now like the new argument is with me opening the window. So I open it every single day.
Do you get to go outside?
No.
Why?
The only way we get
to the ladies who've been in jail, you guys let me know if it's real though. But I've heard that the women's pod in prison smells like ass, booty, crack, butthole. I've heard that multiple times. And they say it's because, women have more like processes than men. All we do is piss and shit, but y'all have, other processes that happen. And I heard it could get pretty vile back there. So I think Sarah's really going through it right now because, she's a bitch. Any foul smell, she's probably already having an attitude.
So outside is if we're walking to eat lunch or dinner. We're supposed to get wrecked, I think, 2 or 3 times a day, but we're on punishment at all times. So.
Oh yeah. You're on lockdown or some shit. Yeah. I understand.
And then we have to be inspection ready, and you have to understand, like, people have no habits whatsoever, any etiquette whatsoever in here. It's just like, fuck everybody, and I'm going to be a mess. I
was in federal in Rhode Island. I was in a cells there, but then I had my ex-wife got me arrested again on a probation violation. They sent me to Hartford Correctional, and it was during COVID, so it was 24 hours in a cell, and then they moved me in a dorm, hours. And I was like, I'm going to lose my fucking head. I'm going to pop off in this place with these people, and then I literally got out like hours later.
Lucky you.
PD got me out. PD got in front of the judge and basically...
No, honestly, I would say some shit like that too. Like, what are you talking about, bro? You were on a 24-hour lockdown and it sucked, but then you got out. Lucky fucking you. I'm in here for the rest of my fucking life. Please kill me. Nah, it's fucked up. I know he was trying to make her feel better, but that wouldn't make me feel better.
Acted like my attorney, and next thing you know, I'm in the car with him and we're heading home. And then I was on house arrest for a year.
You better help me with that. You hear me? I have a fucking life sentence. Like, sometimes I try not to fucking either scream or start to fucking turn into a puddle from sobbing. They expect me to spend the rest of my life here. Like, this is what I'm 47 years old. Like, they want me to spend the rest of my life doing this? You're crazy.
The best thing to do is keep fucking busy. Get books, get whatever you can. Get some friends if you can make some friends. Play cards. Do whatever you fucking can to keep your head focused on something, on anything other than where you're currently sitting,
Get a real job.
Yeah, but it takes time. Yeah. But the best thing to do is to get into the kitchen.
I can't because there's knives, Julian.
Oh,
my
shit.
options, listen, are either to fucking cut grass and pull weeds or scrub toilets and wipe the walls down.
Oh, do garden, pull weeds. That's great. You can get outside. Are you kidding? That's beautiful.
In Florida?
In Florida, like, Peter, I'm sorry, you're not Peter, Julian. In Florida, I couldn't do that, Julian. Why would I do that? She's a lazy bitch, and we see this shit a lot. We see it in the paperwork. She thinks Julian's too much of a dumbass to do paperwork. I don't know if you realize she doesn't try to get Julian to do paperwork ever, really. I think she thinks he's too stupid to do paperwork, so she tries to get Peter to do that, right? But we see it in the paperwork, and we see it in her complaining to Julian. She don't want to do the paperwork. Please add some flair to it. Beef it up for me, please. Then when she's talking to Julian and we're trying to get our minds right, she's talking about how she can't take certain jobs because it's Florida. It's too hot. It's too uncomfortable. You deserve to stay in there and rot and be miserable if you don't want to do anything. You know what I'm saying? Like Julian said, you get to go outside in the breeze, the sun, the grass, the soil. That's more than a lot of people get. And you're over here bitching about it's Florida. Stay in the cell, Sarah. Stay in the cell with all those lice and fire ants that are chewing on your brain. Stay there instead then. Fucking imbecile.
Florida.
Yeah, you get a nice big hat and go. At least you're outside and get your hands in some dirt.
I've already been designated a houseman. Well, I have to wake up.
So why the fuck did you bring it
I
up?
cut the hell out of my hand the other day trying to get behind somebody's locker to clean it after I got screened and cursed at for waking them up, which won't heal. So this is my life, supposedly, for the rest of my life in here, is doing this shit. So I'm just doing my best.
Just keep busy.
I've applied for, a law clerk. I've applied for a library clerk. I've applied for an education clerk. And
Good.
I've applied for two programs where there's air conditioning, where I'm trying to get over there. Believe me, you know me. Know of yourself what you would be doing. That's what I'm doing.
We don't know you, Sarah. We don't. We're trying to exploit you, sweetie. You know me. We don't. And we don't care to. We're trying to exploit you, you stupid bitch.
Trying to get my ass out of here and occupied and successful. I'm going to redefine success in prison. You hear me?
Good. Do the COs have body cameras on?
No.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah,
they do?
good.
Oh, I thought
Because all
they
the
did.
shit that went down there.
And I told Peter, it's bizarre, it's hell to me that we have nothing but male officers and there's 4 cameras in the bathroom. And I was looking the other day because I had a sergeant pulled me aside because I was demanding maxi pads and a toothbrush. And I told him that I wanted to write a grievance about it because there's no pads and no toothbrushes. And so he pulled me aside because he didn't want me to talk to him about it to other inmates to encourage them to do the same thing, which I'm trying to do. And I saw all of the camera aspects on their desk. Julian was in the shower, on the toilet, dressing themselves and undressing themselves. How can they do that?
You almost want the cameras there because the shit that went down in that prison years ago was terrible.
Help me, Father.
First and foremost, I highly doubt that they're having a camera over the shitter while women take a shit and piss and change. I don't think that's happening. You know what I'm saying? But if it was happening, right? And I don't think that was happening. If it was happening, Sarah, when you go to that shitter and you go and take a shit and you get naked, the guards look away. The guards do this. They don't want to see that shit. That wrinkled, alcohol fizzled down, weathered body, the cigarette wrinkled. But when you go to that bathroom, to that shitter, the guards do this. They'll take one for the team. If someone gets stabbed during that time that they're doing that, so fucking be it. I'll take one for the team. We're not looking at that shit. Sarah, you have nothing to worry about. No male has seen you naked since you've been there because they're terrified to. Fuck you talking about?
Sir, and just know, listen, Julian, listen. I know you guys are doing everything to help me, and sometimes I get very frustrated. And just like Peter said.
Anyways, and that's where it really cuts right there. You guys let me know what you think. Sarah's way too full of herself. Bitch, nobody's trying to look at you. Ew. Like I be throwing up in my mouth sometimes when she be talking about some shit like that. Nobody's trying to look at you. Disgusting. Brian probably fucked you because he was shitty drunk. That's probably why. Allegedly, of course. You know what? I take that back. My bad. That was mean. But he probably was shitty drunk. But I'm going to take that back. I take that back one more time. I'll see you guys real soon. Stay inside. Stay safe. I love y'all. I'm trying to keep up. We got a lot of shit to cover. I'll hit y'all tomorrow. We'll probably have a double video tomorrow on the main channel. Go check out my second channel because we have some fire going on over there as well. I'm all over the place, man. We making videos out in this bitch in 2026. Get me to 100,000 subscribers. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. Hype the video. I'll see y'all soon. Peace.